45-year-old man that was diagnosed with cancer 5 years ago. He received devastating news that he would have to undergo an aggressive chemotherapy treatment. And if he did not do this, he would die in as little as 6 months. Well, today Jerry is living a happy and healthy life and treated his disease with organic treatment. And he is living a happy and healthy life and now speaks to people about how to treat their cancer in organic ways. I will begin with explaining why we need organic food. The reason why we need organic food is because there are too many chemicals in our food and our environment. When we go to the grocery store, we don't really think of what is in our food or where it came from. But we need to start figuring out what is being put into our food. It's like it's been so processed once we get it that we can't even tell if it came from a plant or an animal. And pesticides play a part of this. Pesticides are used for weed and insect control, but without these pesticides, organic farmers can produce just as much food as conventional farmers without pesticides. According to Tomorrow's Table, published in 2008, organic farming produces the same amount of crops as conventional farming, but uses 30% less energy. These pesticides can even cause cancer. As reported by Tomorrow's Table, published in 2008, one study estimates that pesticides cause 10,000 new cancer cases each year. So why isn't everybody eating organic food? Well, because it's expensive and it takes a lot of patience and effort to grow this food. Organic farmers use compost for their fertilizer, and it's a lot more than just spraying pesticides and growing the food. It's a long and tedious process of planting, plowing, and seeding. Now that we've seen how harmful these chemicals are in our food, I'll explain why eating organic food is better. I believe eating organic food is better because it's healthier and better for us as well as the environment. The more organic food consumed, the less chemicals that will harm us and the environment and the water supply. There is much more vitamins in our organic food, and there's more vitamin C and natural chemicals, such as polyphenols. As described in the Omnivore's Dilemma, published in 2009, polyphenols are a group of natural chemicals made by plants that help prevent cancer and infections. So why wouldn't we want these natural chemicals in our food to help prevent and fight cancer? On the flip side, who determines how much chemical is applied to our crops? There's been little research done on the effects of the chemicals on our bodies. The tolerance levels are set for adults and not children. According to the Omnivore's Dilemma, published in 2009, since children are smaller and still growing, the danger for them is greater than for adults. It would be the same situation for medication. If your child had a cold, you wouldn't be giving them the same amount of medicine as you would if you would have a cold. So why aren't we taking the same precautions for the chemicals? Now that we have an understanding why organic food is better, I'll explain what is happening to our environment. If we start eating more organic food, it will stop pesticides from polluting the water supply. The reason why pesticides are polluting the water is because once conventional farmers spray their crops, the rest that isn't soaked up by the crops seeps into the groundwater, and then once it seeps into the groundwater, it runs off into lakes and rivers. And the algae in the lakes and rivers use up all the oxygen, and then the fish die because of the high levels of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, also known as NPK. As described by the Omnivore's Dilemma published in 2009, each summer a 6,000 square mile dead zone forms at the mouth of the Mississippi River due to high levels of nitrogen and phosphorus drained from thousands of acres of farmland upstream. Published in 2009, the Omnivore's Dilemma also explains that the goal for conventional farming is high yields and inexpensive food, while the goal for organic farming is health. Health of the soil, the crop, the farmer, the environment, and the consumer. Apparently, conventional farmers don't really care about this situation because the dilemma is happening every year. In conclusion, the best way we can include more organic food into our diets is by growing our own food in a garden, shopping at farmers markets or grocery stores that carry organic food, and watching what ingredients are in our food. The Omnivore's Dilemma, published in 2009, a group of international movers describe organic food as slow food. Slow food is good, clean, and fair food. We believe that this food we eat should taste good, that it should be produced in a clean way that does not harm the environment, animal welfare, or our health, and that food producers should receive fair compensation for their work. So with this information that I've presented you, I strongly urge you to eat organically because it is better for you and the environment.